How is everybody? Long time no see. Yeah, by the title, that's what we're doing. Counting it down. Now, before I forget, where the hell did I put? Oh, like that. So, the Clash at the Coliseum, that's coming up February 5th. And then, and music in the background. Now, yeah, let me switch over to this one. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. If you haven't yet, see this thing that's going across the bottom of your screen? Do that. Yeah, for this one, I'll show you how much the tickets are just for, I'm not even doing it. But they go up anywhere. This is just the prices. And then you got the 500, the granddaddy race. On the 19th, which is the big one. Which let me stop the share for a second. If you haven't already, it'll be in, yeah. Go ahead, drop a comment in the chat if you're new. Also, if you're not new, make sure you do me a favor. Like and subscribe to this channel. No. Oh yeah, that's right. Leave that one there. Hang on, folks.
The rookie coming up. On the inside of him now. There's the kid to watch. This kid Earnhardt in the Austin number 2, the car out of California, the driver from North Carolina. Where will Cale make his move? He comes to the inside. Donnie Allison throws the block. Cale hits him. He slides. Donnie Allison slides. They hit again. They drive into the turn. They're hitting the wall. They're head on the wall. Here they come. Waltrip trying to slingshot. Petty is out in front at the line. Waltrip to the inside. Petty wins it. And there's a fight between Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison. The tempers overflowing. They're angry. They know they have lost. And what a bitter defeat.
On a cloudy and soggy mid-February afternoon down in Florida, one race everything in the NASCAR world. That day, 120,000 people saw a young upstart from Kannapolis, North Carolina, take the lead in his first ever run at the sport's biggest event, great beating and banging racing, an unbelievable last lap crash, and the sport's greatest driver add to his already unbeatable record. And thanks to a push by 2 CBS broadcasters, millions more bore witness to all of these events as well. And due to events happening outside of the track that day, this one race is likely the only reason why anybody outside of the Southeast even knows what NASCAR is in the first place. So let's turn back the clock and find out why this one single race was the most important race NASCAR has ever run in its history. Let's find out why this means so much, why this guy is so special, and why in the world is everybody at the track here today driving an Oldsmobile. What would end up being the most important race in NASCAR history almost ended up not happening at all. Rain had plagued the Daytona area all week, and there was even talk of postponing the race altogether and relegating it to Monday. However, the added pressure put on by CBS, doing the first ever live broadcast of a 500-mile race in television history, made the race go through on time. To keep everything running somewhat smoothly, the race begins under caution, as the first several laps would be run under yellow and drivers would report back what they thought of the track conditions. The fact that CBS is even here is a minor miracle in and of itself. Ken Squire, a veteran broadcaster and lover of motorsports, had been a staunch advocate of his employer getting more involved in racing. Joining him in the booth today is David Hobbs, a Brit who has competed in IndyCar and Formula One in the 60s and 70s, and even ran in the 1976 Daytona 500, driving Benny Parsons' backup car. The duo up in the press box had fought long and hard to get this race broadcasted, and that Jury Sunday it looked like it would all go up in smoke. However, Mother Nature played along and let the race begin at its scheduled time. As the 41 starters test the track at a steady 70 miles an hour, our pole sitter, Buddy Baker, is the odds-on favorite to win it all today. He not only won the pole in his iconic Grey Ghost number 28, but he also won the first ever Busch Clash last week, and won his qualifying race, running an experimental setup to see how far they could push their Oldsmobile. And in the 125 it seems to have worked. He's been bad fast all throughout speed weeks, and looks to pull off the triple, winning the Clash, the qualifier, and the 500. To his outside is Donnie Allison. A long-running part-time competitor in the Cup Series, he's making his 10th attempt at the Great American Race today. He sat on the pole for the race before back in 1975, but today he feels especially confident in his car, even though he blew an engine in his qualifying race on Thursday. Thankfully, at the time, NASCAR didn't penalize engine replacements as a result of racing in the duels, so he gets to keep his starting position for the main event today. Behind both of them is Cale Yarborough, starting third. Going for his 4th straight title in 1979, Cale has shown speed all week, but has been just behind Buddy and Donnie by a tick. But if anybody can get that extra inch out of a car, it's Cale Yarborough. Nicknamed Old Hickory, Cale was a tough-as-nails driver who had a record of getting everything out of his equipment, regardless of the budget behind it. Starting in the mid-70s, he's joined forces with legendary driver-turned-car owner Junior Johnson, and won his first ever title in 1976. He's become the first ever three-peat champ in NASCAR's top division, and in 1979 he's poised to win an unthinkable 4 in a row. Despite being just off the pace from the 28 of Buddy Baker and the 1 of Donnie Allison, his odds are good. He's won the race twice before and
yeah, that is part of it. And then the other one I wanted to show you was a, hang on, let me stop the stream for a second. Okay. Hang on, folks. I gotta edit something here. Actually, I'll just verbally say it. This next scene may contain, graphics where it ain't appropriate for kids. So, if any kids are watching this right now, viewer discretion is advised for this next clip. Because something here changed the history. When I say changed the history, I mean it changed the history of NASCAR. Okay? I just wanted to say that before I show it. Was that thing? Okay. And
look at them go. Here they come, gang. I told you, you think these guys will settle down and take it easy? Say, hey, everybody's going to get a good finish? No way. They're going to race their...
before I hit play on this, I'm gonna show it.
You could see in his energy, you could see in his swagger. He was right with the world, it seemed. He knew it was setting up to be a tremendous day for him personally and for him professionally. Neil told me before the 500, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Gonna see something you probably hadn't ever seen on Fox.
What I thought was the greatest day ever was heading in a direction that would make it the worst day ever.
It was a bad day. It was a day that I hope I never have to live again.
It's the same thing that we're going through right now with the Buffalo Bills people. If you guys know what I'm saying. How many of you are in here right now? If you are new here, do me a damn favor. Subscribe today. And like. Folks, for the next few minutes, you'll see hear and see some things about the Daytona 500 that have changed.
The rising sun shall surely set on days of triumph and tragedy alike. The 2001 NASCAR season dawned like every other, under the Florida sun, where the sport's biggest race of the year was also its first, the Daytona 500. If Daytona was NASCAR's seat of power, one man sat at the head of the table, Dale Earnhardt.
take him to Daytona and let him go on those big banks. He was just magical, the stuff he would do.
Dale had a knack for Daytona that nobody else had. The way he could maneuver, he knew what he wanted to do with a race car, he knew where he could put it.
People used to say he could see the air, and Dale would debate you with that. He said, I can't see it, but I can hear it and I can feel it. He had an open-face helmet for that reason.
To run Daytona and run Daytona really well, you have to have no fear. You just have to be willing to keep your foot in the gas, and you really got to manhandle that car. That's when Dale was at his best.
Earnhardt, Daytona. 2 words combined to tell a Shakespearean tragedy of sport. Earnhardt won every race there was to win at Daytona, but not the 500. Never the 500. 20 years under an unjust sun.
He was frustrated that his career would be measured by somehow there'd be an asterisk next to his career that he never won the Daytona 500, no matter how many championships or how many races he won.
At long last, Dale's day in the sun arrived.
Check your finger, buddy. Come on around here, buddy. 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. All right. Yes, guys, yes, yes. You're the greatest, buddy. You're the greatest.
You think about moments, and I still can see all those people lining up down the pit lane. Everybody knew what it meant to him, and they honored him that day.
Everyone knew that it took 20 years of hell. So when he did triumph, it was a weight lifted.
It was like there was a 12-year-old kid there. You know, that's what he sounded like. He was just so happy and so relieved and able to just...
Yeah, actually, I'll pull it up here. It was the 40th running of the event. It was held on the 15th of February at Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. First race of the 98 NASCAR Winston Cup season. It was memorable in that it was marked Dale Earnhardt's only Daytona 500 victory after 19 previous attempts. Many heartbreak finishes, not only Earnhardt, the 20th 500 start, but also CBS's 20th consecutive live broadcast of the Daytona 500. The remarkable clean restored place. Well, no accidents, retirements, and there was pit stops involving Dale, Jeff Button, and Derek Corpse. 1980 Daytona 500. I'll put this in the chat. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Now, back to this.
Celebrate this great event that he had been talked about not winning for so. It was a big deal.
That trophy right there, my name's on it now. They can't take it off. My car's going in Daytona, USA. I don't care. I love it. I want it to be there. I took me a little spin in the grass so I get the good out of it.
You could see it in his face. You could see it in his demeanor. It meant everything to him that everyone said it was supposed to mean. From that moment on, he was right with the world, it seemed.
Dale told me in 2001 when we were sitting doing an interview, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. How do you feel about Dale Earnhardt?
A lot better.
I've known you
a lot
for
better
so long.
today than I did several years ago. Because of family, because of my life, because I think I'm a better person than I used to be. I got it all right now, Daryl. I got it all.
No, you really do.
I'm a lucky man. I
Come
got it
on
all.
over. Like and subscribe.
Like to be crossing that line first,
And then spin around in the infield.
spin around the infield,
Then go to Victory Lane.
and go victory lane, which is where I'll be do the interviews.
Oh, you gonna be here?
Yeah, what do you mean I'm here? Fox brought their A-team in here, baby.
That's when they switched to Fox.
2001 was the start of a new era in NASCAR. For new broadcast partner Fox Sports, Dale Earnhardt was the key to success. Just as Dale's key to success was Richard Childress, his car owner and closest friend.
We had a whole lot in common. We raced our way up. We worked our way up to what we got. Nothing was ever given to either one of us. We had a bond and a trust in each other that I think that most men do not have.
After several injury-plagued seasons, Dale was finally healthy and a favorite to win his record 8th season title.
What people don't remember is Dale raced for about a year with a broken neck. He had crashed at Atlanta early in the season, and it crashed.
We were as prepared
Of all the dads in the garage.
That he could do on the racetrack.
He just needed an opportunity.
Believe with us going on the Fox network and with the amount of promotion we had done, that we were going to get a very broad audience. So that's why we'd spent so much time with the camera angles, why we'd spent so much time with the audio, so much time with the graphics, so that
Together and win this race.
As NASCAR machines rolled off the starting grid,
Because you said fast forward.
the day's events had been put into motion.
Dale Earnhardt is the most prolific restrictor plate driver in NASCAR history. 11 wins and only 52 plate starts. Today chasing his 35th total victory here in Daytona.
Yeah,
The plan
that's
was
actually
simple. He
true.
said, me and you and Dale Jr. are going to work together and win this race. Thought sounds great, but it doesn't sound very realistic. There's 40 other cars that are going to try to be messing that whole plan up.
at Daytona, you can plan who you want to run with and who you want to draft with, and then they wave the flag.
This vehicle is in. The 43rd annual Daytona 500 is set to get underway.
This is all go. You'll hear me
The race
say
started,
again.
my car wasn't exactly right. It was loose, and so I needed to work on it.
Look at Mikey. He's got a handful. That's what we call a handful. When you get the wheel pulled way around there like that, he's got a handful of steering wheel.
I can't help but notice the front of the roof here on Earnhardt's car. It's like it's buffeting. It's because Rusty Wallace, the car in front of him, with that roof flap across the roof or that roof fin, it's putting dirty air and it's making the air on Earnhardt's car mad. It don't know what to do.
Here comes Earnhardt down the inside.
See what happens.
A lot of good cars got taken out in that big
They're called the red flag, but he said, Richard, if they don't do something to these cars, it's
About his plan, you know. I know he's a great race car driver and a champion, but this is crazy what he called out. Junior was sort of philosophic about his plan, you know. I know he's a great race car driver and a champion, but this is crazy what he called out.
Junior was sort of philosophic. It was kind of strange because
He got on the radio and told the crew, he says, no matter what else happens, he says, let's be thankful, because he said, we've had a great week, we've had a great race, and we're so lucky that we missed that crash.
I remember him coming on there, and I can't remember if it's before or as soon as the wreck happened or during the red flag, but he said, Richard, if they don't do something to these cars, it's going to end up killing somebody.
Yeah.
It kind of always sticks. That's one of the things I can remember, and I don't remember at what point he said that, but it was after Tony's wreck.
I just had to move that up, folks.
The 2001 Daytona 500 had already
I know he's never let me wanted to win another 500, but I think he was going to be perfectly content running third that day.
This is when we're going to find out. We're coming around for the white flag.
And I thought, if this motor doesn't blow up and the tires don't blow out, I'm going to go down there and make 2 lefts, and I'm going to come back and win the Daytona 500.
That's who won it
Make
that
that
day,
back straightaway
folks.
wide, buddy. Get all over the place. Come on, man. Come on now. Watch the mirror. Watch it. He's going to make a run inside.
This is when they made that
Like I
switch
tried
to
tell
the
Dale
new.
Jr., just stay on Michael.
how you guys
Sterling
see
started
it.
coming. 36 started coming, and all of a sudden there was a lot of activity
For
around
you
Dale
NASCAR
for third
fans.
place.
That up, boy. 3 wide behind them. You got him, Mikey. You got him, man. You got him.
Hang on, folks. Building this back down. I'll be right back in 30 seconds. Come back in, folks. Yes, I'm still here. Okay. Now back to, as I was saying before, how it ends is, Dale Earnhardt Sr. crashes. They rush him to the hospital, which you'll see here in the video. Just pause, putting it, not so I don't get copyright or anything, but how it happened in that 2001 Daytona 500 was where Waltrip was leading the race. He came around turn 4. Dale Earnhardt Sr. crashed into the wall. Let me just play the video. It'll tell the story.
Come on, man.
Last lap at Daytona. Everybody's arguing over space, trying to get your nose in there. If you get your nose in there, maybe you can make the rest of it fit. All of a sudden, I saw his car cut left, and I said, this can't be good.
Come on. Get him in the 4. Get him in the 3 car, guys. Big trouble. Big wreck behind them. Beat him back. Come on. To the flag. Come on, Mikey. You got it, man. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Michael Waltrip wins. Oh, man. All right. The television dream come true. And he's about
Our car came to a rest. I'm thinking, wow. I said, I'm gonna go over. Just
This ain't good, folks.
shoot the bull with Dale. Mikey and Junior run 1-2. He got crashed protecting third on the last lap, so he's not going to be in the best mood, but he's not going to be that friggin' mad. So when I went up to the car and took the window net down, I knew he was in trouble. I knew right away he was in trouble. And
This is life and death right now with Senior. Folks.
Emergency crews to get there like quicker. And they,
how it had, after he took a hard right turn, he was in critical condition, kind of like the Bills' defensive safety, which he still is. But let me just say this much. Dale Earnhardt Sr. and your son, they have my full support. I'll tell you the reason why here in a minute. The reason why they have my full support is this. Because how NASCAR responded and how the medical professional people handled that situation. Because if it wasn't for them, I think Dale Earnhardt Sr. would have died on that track. He died at the hospital, folks. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment. We need your help to get up to 100 likes. I'll bring it back in the thing.
They were there quick, but just quicker yet. And just knew he was in trouble.
I mean, when I seen the wreck happen, I just jumped down off the toolbox, yanked my headset off because I knew we had a good shot at winning, and put my headset back on and hollered at Dale. I said, Dale, you all right? You all right, Dale? 2 or 3 times. He never did answer me. So I turned over to Mike Skinner's channel and I said, Mike, stop over there. They'd done took the checker by that time and was headed down the backstretch. I said, stop there and make sure Dale's okay. Make sure it just didn't undo his helmet and got out. Let me know if he's out of the car or whatever. Skinner come on there and he said, you better go to the infield care center. He said, boy, he doesn't look good.
We just kept waiting. Come on, climb out. Come on, help him out of the car. Come on, get him out of the car. He's got to go to victory lane. You got to get him out.
Junior got out, and
Oops.
again, I don't know quite his thoughts at that point, but his
thing, we get there and they're taking him straight to the hospital. So now we're getting antsy. Okay, something's up.
Richard came in the infield care center, and you're sitting in there, and you got the little curtains and stuff, and Richard, those curtains. What's the deal? I probably turned white, and he said, how is he? I said, I ain't good. And he said, you mean like we're gonna be out for a while? I said, oh no, buddy. We got bigger problems.
Kenny wasn't himself. He He was just as pale as he could be, and he said, took a few deep breaths, and he said, "Look, I'm not a doctor." They had released him from the care center. He said, "I'm telling you, it don't look good. It don't look good." And at that point, my heart just fell. And so Judy and I got in the car and went.
That's when they switched it to what it is now.
Headed to the hospital.
We get in a car and get a police escort to the hospital. We're going back roads around the turns.
I said a lot of prayers on the way to the hospital.
Folks, this next scene may contain some things that you don't want to hear. Now, I just had to go answer the phone. The reason why I'm bringing this up to you now is because okay, I don't know what the hell just happened. Hang on, folks. I'm just getting set back up again. I hate it when it did this. Okay, now I'm back. Now let's try this again. Dipsy. Now, as I said earlier, the granddaddy race is basically the race of them all. But, yeah, I get back to the Daytona scene of where we were. Let me, hang on.
That's all I can say.
I would agree with that.
As Michael Waltrip drove to the winner's circle to celebrate victory in the 2001 Daytona 500, how could he have known that the seminal moment of his career would be forever shrouded in tragedy?
Well, not just that.
It remained that way for.
Also, I forgot to add, this Pacific thing. If you are new, and you are watching me live, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. What in the fucking hell? What? And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment to this. Yeah, let me start that over again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and even leave a comment in the video in the chat, because we always like to hear from people. Now, back to the scene. Well, hang on.
20, 30 minutes.
We kept watching.
It's his first win after all these tries.
And I said, well, Dale will be here any minute. Just Dale or Teresa, one of these, somebody will take.
We got a big problem here. I'm extremely worried about Dale. I remember him looking at me, and it's just like it didn't register because, he waiting for Dale to come in.
I would have done the exact same thing.
And so that pretty much told me that, the celebration was over. What I thought was the greatest day ever was heading in a direction that would make it the worst day ever.
By then, I don't know what to do. I'm wanting to go to Victory Circle, but I don't know if I should. And we're on a quick off. The race went long because of the red flag, and we were at the top of the hour, and so we couldn't stay and give a report about it. Nobody knew anything. Everybody was real hush-hush about it, and nobody was telling us anything, so we had to go off the air.
Well, thanks, John. We all knew Michael Waltrip had a fast car here in Speed Weeks.
I tried to get both Larry and Darrell to concentrate on the win, on victory lane, on analyzing the race and what had happened, while I tried to piece together all the information we had so that we didn't say the wrong thing, but we also didn't go away leaving people to think that everything was all right.
We're jubilant for the Waltrips, and our prayers are with the Earnhardt family. John?
Well, I was going to go to Victory Circle, but my friend Andy Casposito, he's a deputy sheriff. He was going to take me down through the crowd to get to Victory Circle. So when I take off the headset and I turn around, he's standing at the top of the stairs, shaking his head. And
That's all the ship wrote.
Big Andy's wife works.
This is when he arrived at the hospital. 5:02 p.m.
Worked at the Halifax Hospital in the emergency room. She had called him and told him to get DW and get down here because Dale didn't survive.
That meant he's dead. Hang on a second, folks. If you knew the Earnhardts or were a fan of Dale Earnhardt, Dale Earnhardt Jr., to this day, my heart still go out to the Earnhardt family. We take a moment of silence today on January 4th, 2023, to remember our fallen race car driver, Dale Earnhardt Sr. Yeah. Ass taps are blown. For Dale Earnhardt Sr., this is for you. goes for Dale Earnhardt Sr. If you are new and haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop the comment in the comment section. Please go ahead and do so. We always like to meet and greet new friends. Let me start that over again. We always like to meet and greet new people.
There's nobody.
Remember Mike Hilton?
I started wonder if he knows. Wonder what he's doing.
Buffy was dealing with it all. Buffy was talking to NASCAR and talking to the family, and so she was doing a job, an admirable job of making sure none of that got to me.
I don't blame it. Blame them for what they went through.
Then we got in the van together, and it was the first time I'd been alone with her, and she said, Dale's dead. I started wondering how I was supposed to feel at that moment, and I haven't stopped wondering since.
One NASCAR officials who I knew what the deal was. I asked them when people were starting to leave and stuff, and I said, "Hey, is it official?" "Well, we ain't got any official word." And I never cuss anybody, but I said, "Listen, you tell me what the deal is." I was just down there, and so then they told me.
Even before the announcement, I believe that it started to filter through that it was a possibility. At that point, I remember Mike Hilton coming into the media center and standing up there at that podium and saying those words that are now etched in our brains forever.
This is undoubtedly one of the toughest announcements that I've ever personally had to make. But after the accident in turn 4 at the end of the Daytona 500, we've lost Dale Earnhardt.
Those words were impossible. I remember walking out in the garage and crew guys and people that had been in the sport forever hugging and sobbing. It was the most surreal scene because people were basically walking around in a daze. It couldn't happen to him.
It had to be close to 2 hours after the race when we finally made it to the motorhome,
And I think I asked him, I said, "You want me to come over? You want to come over here?" And he said, "No, I just want to be alone."
I don't blame him. I don't
Because
blame
that
him
was
one
hard
bit.
for him. Because Dale had, done that win meant so much.
Dale knew you won that race.
It's Steve Burns.
You better give a race.
Man, I got one more thing I want. Man. I found. Okay, I'll enlarge it. In '02, track began replacing concrete walls with energy abuse safety, steel and foam energy reaction barriers that was complete as all over by '05. This is the most important development other than the hands device. In '03, the free pass rule in something it froze the field. Instead, a caution came out eliminating the previous practice of the race back to the start finish line. The first one lap down, well, hang on. If one of my mods could drop the link to the website I'm about to show you, that would be helpful. There is the link. Now I go. Nope. Here. Here is the Carter sign. The main article of tomorrow, Next Gen Car 6 in Next Gen. That's the new one. But the one I wanted to show you, the window net. The restrictor plate is this. A restrictor artist redeeming of NASCAR restrictor plate. Safety message to resume this. Measure to reduce speed at two high bank speedways, Daytona and Talladega. restrictor plates are used. There are some tracks, however, where restrictor plates are not mandated and therefore see faster speeds, specifically Atlanta Motor Speedway and Texas Motor Speedway. Unfortunately, the restrictor plate, because of the reduced horsepower during the race, is not uncommon. See third more the big one, when a driver crashes, usually takes the pack with them during the Coca 2010 Coke Zero 400. 21 of the 43 cars crashed. This is a safety concern. Plus, NASCAR, however, unexpectedly conserves consequences of the introduction of Cars of Tomorrow will repaving the Daytona and Talladega track surfaces. Okay. If that explains a lot. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. The smash buttons for it. The bot button is down below. The subscribe button is right below, right next to it. Come on in. I'll be right back, folks. I'll be back in is everybody doing? I am doing good with your host here, Shady Lane Homes LLC. You can see there, I'm gonna fix it. God damn it. What was it? Oh yeah. What is it? Hang on. Um, I'm gonna drop this into the one of the chat of the upcoming Masters. That is the link that I'm going to show you next. Regarding the upcoming Masters. So if any of you are golfers, please let me know if you're a pro or you're a professional golfer. Yeah, because so I can, I can tell you when it is. So if you're a fan of golf or just like the game of golf, I can, which I'm going to show you. Actually, besides, let me just show you. First, here is who won it. This is Scott Schiffner. Hang on. He was 10 under, 60 for 72. Here's his green card. Official scorecard. Yeah. Let me get it right. Round one, hole number one, he was 4. He shot 4. And then number 2, shot a 5. And then hit it in 3 and 4. Hole number 3. Hole 4, it was a par 3. 3. I'm trying to do this in my head. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pars. All the way up to here. Well, he made a birdie, 2 birdies back to back on 8 and 9. Ten, he shot a 4. 11, another 4. Birdie at number 12. So that's 3 birdies. A 5 at 13. 4 at 14. 5 at 15. 3 at 13. 16. Birdie. Bogey. Total 69. And a total of birdies, I can tell you, in round 2, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 birdies. And those birdies came on 2, 7, 8, 12, 13, 15, 16, for a total of 67. Now back up here. I give full disclosure for this video. That's where shot number 1 went to. Number 2. Here's number 3. Shot to the pin for par. In for 4. There's where number 2 went to. Thank you for all who tuned in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, come on in, new here, to all your ideas. I would always like to hear from you. Share it out, Twitter, tell your family, tell your friends what happened here, what we covered today. Covered a lot. Topic was NASCAR, a little bit other. Grateful of how many likes we got on the board. So yeah, peace. See you guys in the next one. Oh, in 30 seconds.